how did you enjoy your Divine Nectar experience?
I really enjoyed it.
Liked
It was, yeah, the combination of like talking about the subject matter or like the issues and learning new things, but then also just having the excuse to be present and to check in and to, you know, commune with other women in the same space. Yeah, that was just a really lovely combination. Like both of those things were really kind of nourishing and feeding to me. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was reflecting on it this morning, even for myself, I know this word kind of sounds harsh, but I love the accountability of it. I love that it was like every Monday, it was like an opportunity to check in with my body, check in with other women, just like have this connection, both with myself and with others. And I noticed even since it's been, what, 2 weeks now, we haven't done it. It's like, oh, you know, I still have awareness of my cycle and I'm always practicing that, but there's something about sharing that with others that makes it really potent. And so I just noticed that just the accountability of showing up every week and like dedicating the time to learning for ourselves. And have that awareness pre-Divine Nectar, or is that kind of just something that's come after the fact?
Definitely something that's come more after the fact. Instead of being, because I was sort of in the cycle of like, oh, thank goodness my hormones are kind of evening out and I'm feeling normal, or crap, in my luteal phase, oh, I'm on my period, like just have to wait to get back to normal before I can resume function the way I want to do it. Yeah. So I was exactly. So I was aware in a sort of negative way of where I was at in the cycle, and now I have a much more positive take on it.
Glass half full kind of outlook.
So nice to have had this whole experience. And part of that is like openness to being challenged and to like, reconstructing. And so I think like coming into Divine Nectar, I was in a space of like real openness and real willingness to be challenged and think of things a new way. And I think like all the women were coming into it in the same spirit. Like that was, you know, obviously I can't speak for everyone else, but that was definitely like the vibe I got. So it was a place of like real vulnerability, which was so refreshing to have that space, which is like safe and challenging at the same time. You did a really good job of like curating that.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we're all kind of craving that space too. And I noticed that I was, and it was like, okay, if I'm craving it, it's like create it. And that was me stepping into something new.
Good for you, because yes. If it doesn't exist, make it yourself. I think this was an example of that structure of like pre-reading, personal reflection, group sharing, discussion, learning, accountability. Like it was an example of that structure done really well. That like enriched everybody, and like obviously it was not tied to any like a particular religion or but it was I found it really interesting to see that structure playing out in a different context, but it was really helpful.
Thank you for that. And I don't have any faith-based structure to pull from. Like I've never been to church. I've never, engaged in any of both my parents are atheists and very much religion. So it's interesting that you have that experience and you're saying I'm mimicking it. Or it's like, but it's so kind of innate in us.
Like it's very organic.
Exactly.
Humans, when we want to do something like this, we end up coming back to the same
structure,
like,
the same
principles, the same structures.